Trimmed in blue, he weighed in officially 159 1/4 pounds. This 35 veteran has an outstanding record, standing at 28 victories, just 2 defeats, 20 big wins coming by way of knockout. He is the fighting pride of Cork, Ireland, Gary Spike O'Sullivan! And across the ring stands his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing black, he weighed 160 pounds even. In 43 professional fights, his record 39 victories, including 33 big wins coming by way of knockout, with 4 defeats from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former IBF middleweight champion of the world, David Lemieux!
Okay, gentlemen, trunks here are good. Trunks here are good. We went over the rules in the dressing room. I want to remind you, protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. God bless you both. Touch up.
Russell Mora, the third man in the ring. We're ready. 12 rounds of action in the middleweight division. David Lemieux, that's the man from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Former IBF champion at 160 pounds. And Spike O'Sullivan. His legal name is Gary. He said, don't ever call me that. It's Spike. And Doug, you got a tweet from Ryan Scally out of Canada that said something about the weight difference?
Yeah, Lemieux is 15 pounds heavier.
With the rehydration?
Yeah, I don't know if that's an advantage or not. I think sometimes fighters can put on too much weight. And you see the midsection of Lemieux. It's huge.
Well, Lemieux has struggled to make weight the last couple times. He's got right on the button at 160. And one fight actually in his hometown of Canada, Montreal, he missed weight completely, and his fight was called off.
Yeah, he's always struggled with the scale. He doesn't have the height and bone structure to really carry 168 pounds, so a move to super middleweight, not really realistic for him.
29-year-old David Lemieux fought against Gennady Golovkin and was stopped by Golovkin. Gary O'Sullivan, if you look at the ledger of who he's gone up against, you're going to say who. And no knock against those fighters, but this is a major step up in competition for Spike O'Sullivan tonight.
That's true. In previous years, when he stepped up to contender or fringe contender status, he lost. He lost to Billy Joe Saunders early in both men's career, and he also lost to Chris Eubank Jr. by stoppage. I don't think he was down against Eubank Jr., but his face was busted up.
The victories is where you say, like his last fight.
Now Lemieux, more wear and tear. He's got 43 pro bouts compared to O'Sullivan's 30 pro bouts, but better experience, and he's got some notable victories like against Curtis Stevens, that was knockout of the year, and the 12-round IBF title-winning victory against Hassan Indam. You and I were there in Montreal a few years back.
And that was a fight where he dropped Indam 4 times in an impressive fashion. A lot of credit to Hassan Indam, the heart that he showed to get back up that evening.
And Indam got up and was fighting back.
Yes, he was.
We learned that when Lemieux is at his best, he's not a front runner. He can fight the 12-round distance against a quality opponent.
And when he fought Curtis Stevens, that was the last opponent that Stevens was talking trash, and they didn't like each other. And Lemieux came out extremely motivated with a ferocious knockout.
I think a jab from O'Sullivan caused Lemieux to lose his footing for a moment. I don't think it was hurt, but he was off balance.
But it keeps happening. I've noticed it on several occasions. It keeps doing it. So could that be part of his plan?
And down goes O'Sullivan.
Maybe for the first time of his pro career. He's hurt.
And it is over.
Oh my goodness.
Russell Mora has stopped it in the first.
Wow.
And Spike O'Sullivan has no idea where he's at. David Lemieux said, I'm going to make him pay for talking trash about me. And he stops O'Sullivan in the first.
O'Sullivan looks lost. He's not complaining. He looks spaced out.
That's what happens when you got that kind of punching power. Lemieux has tremendous punching power. That's a gift that he has. Only problem that he has is delivering it. Sometimes he can't deliver it.
But when it lands, we get sensational, spectacular results. And like I said before the fight, guys, This was a must-win fight for Lemieux. If Lemieux didn't win this fight, or if Lemieux looked like crap going 10 rounds in this fight, his status as a middleweight contender would have been lost.
Doug, what do you call it? The one-hitter quitter?
That was a one-hitter quitter.
Oh, my goodness.
And against a guy who's known for being able to take a good punch.
Look at the replay.
Then we take a look at the action of Lemieux. Look at that left hook. Pretty good. I mean, he's got a great left hook.
And bloodied the nose right away.
Trickle of blood from the nose, but that's not why Russell Moro stopped it. Russell Moro looked him in the eyes and saw he wasn't there. So
here we take
there's
a look.
the jab that
turns his face.
Oh, perfect.
And he sees the shot on the inside. He doesn't even look at it. He just throws the left hook.
That left hook landed simultaneously as Spike's jab touched the chin.
You know,
right there. As soon as he felt that jab land, he uncorked that left hook.
Well, you know the one they say, right? The way to beat a hook is with a hook. The way to beat a right hand to right hand. So it's almost the same punch as the counter of the counter. So he was throwing a jab somewhat, and Lemieux threw a hook. And his hook got there equally.
You know what, Kevin? It's almost like O'Sullivan measured himself for that, to eat that left hook. He put the stiff left out on him.
The sportsmanship between the two. There's a lot of trash talking back and forth, but they do hug. Even the camps were involved in a lot of the trash talking, but the respect factor. It's the gentleman's sport too.
This is boxing. Understand, when you threaten my livelihood, I got to challenge you.
The official time, 2 minutes, 44 seconds, round number 1. Referee Russell Mora puts a halt to the bout. Your winner by KO, David Lemieux.
Lemieux, impressive knockout, his 34th of the career. He's now 40-4. Spike O'Sullivan, a lot of talking, and it wasn't that Spike didn't believe in himself. We've seen a couple of his fights, has talent, has ability, but obviously he lost to Billy Joe Saunders, lost to Chris Eubanks, and a step up in competition going up against David Lemieux. He did what he had to do to get the attention. But we talked about it all week long that, hey, this could possibly steal the attention, steal the fight of the night. But Kevin, when you talk all the talk, you better walk that walk. And tonight, it was David Lemieux who did the talking.
Yeah, David Lemieux was looking to knock him out anyway. That's what he does. His only promise in the ring is that he's going to try to knock you out. So there's no real technical strategy to his knockouts. It's just when he lands. He's very dangerous.
He's a pure puncher, and there's always room for pure punchers in the sport of boxing. They create excitement.
George
they draw
Foreman.
crowds.
Wow.
Okay.
People
Mike
love
Tyson,
the knockouts.
Julian Jackson.
Good God, can you
Tremendous
punch?
punches.
David, you came in, you rehydrated up to almost 180 pounds. Was that 179? Was that intentional? Did you want to come in with a weight advantage?
No, I always rehydrate to 179, 178 when I'm at my tops. I'm a heavy middleweight, but I felt great. I'm in superb shape. I always give you guys a great knockout, a great fight. So I hope you're all happy.
You were in with a good, solid fighter, and a guy who seemed to kind of stir up some bad blood with you heading into the fight. Did that motivate you at all? We have a main event tonight where there's a kind of similar theme.
Don't piss me off, guys. I guess the message must be clear. You know, yes, I was motivated. I didn't like all that trash talking that it was done to me before the fight from O'Sullivan's side. You know, so I kept it in me, and I put it into the right timing. I'm a respectable fighter. I come in the ring. I don't disrespect my opponents. I always train hard, and I don't trash talk. You know, I respect that kind of behavior. So that's it.
In your fight before this against Billy Joe Saunders, who's a very slick southpaw who moved around, that style seemed to bother you. And tonight you had a guy who's more stationary in front of you, and you could really display your power. Can you get to the point, you think, where you can be that same kind of fighter regardless of the style, where you can still figure out a way to land the home run shot because anyone who you hit seems to fall?
Look, you can't compare me against Billy Joe Saunders to David Lemieux today. I'm not the same guy. I was at my 50% against Billy Joe Saunders, who is an excellent technician. He moves around the ring very good. You know, O'Sullivan comes forward, but I'm physically 100% in shape. I have no injuries for this fight, so this is what it gives, an excellent night of boxing. Against Billy Joe, I wasn't at my top, so that's it.
Tonight in the main event, the two top middleweights in the world go at it. Everyone's anticipating this rematch. We're expecting fireworks. One of the reasons you're on this card is to remind people there are opponents in the middleweight division who are interesting and can present a threat. What are your thoughts about the main event and fighting the winner?
They're two excellent fighters, and I'm extremely looking forward to fighting both of them. And the winner, of course, but there is no middleweight like David Lemieux.
Having lost to Triple G the first time around, I imagine you want a rematch. On the other hand, you've never had a crack at Canelo, which could be an even bigger money fight. Who are you rooting for tonight?
I'm not rooting for anybody. I want to fight both of them. I think it's a 50-50 chance fight. Canelo is an excellent boxer. So is Golovkin. It's going to be an interesting fight. I once fought Golovkin at his peak, and I'm becoming my peak. So maybe in the near future, Golovkin will fight Lemieux in his peak. So let's see what's happening.
David, always intriguing to watch you anytime you step in the ring. What a knockout. What power. Jim?